Hey babe, the day's here. We've been waiting for this day for a long time, something like 4 years for me. You're the woman of my dreams, and I'm just so excited for everything that's happening today. I can't wait to see you walk down that aisle. I know you're going to be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't wait for this evening with you and then to spend the rest of my life with you. It's going to be the best.
I love you, and I can't wait to see you waiting for me down there. I'm so thankful for you, and I can't wait to be your wife.
We are gathered here today before God and these witnesses to join together these two hearts in the bonds of holy matrimony.
I promise to have the love that demands when I'm feeling frustrated, to speak when words are needed, and to try my best to not put my foot in my mouth, to share in silence when words are not needed. But we know that there's not much silence when we're together. I promise to always be honest with you and be accepting when you're honest with me. I promise to be a woman who pushes you closer to Christ and who prays for you and with you. I promise to work for our marriage and to make time for you and to do the things that you love to do, like duck hunting and those superhero movies that you love. I promise to take care of you and to love you, to honor you and to cherish you as my husband and my best friend. I love you, and I pray that God will only grow our love for each other and for Him.
It's kind of hard to know where to begin as we take these vows, and I promise my life to you. I just feel like I'd be doing you an injustice not to explain why. As long as I've known you were an incredible woman. I watched you love others unconditionally, not caring what you'd get in return, just loving people like Jesus would. I observed you living life so happy and serving Christ so freely, and even remember a Facebook post you made one day where you talked about using your singleness to pursue Christ and not these worldly desires that so many people do. And that was such a foreign thing for me to see a woman say like that, especially a woman my age. But I remember one day specifically that changed my life forever. We were standing at the BCM at McNeese, and I can't remember who was there, can't remember anything else about that day, but I remember exactly where you were standing, and I remember exactly where I was standing. And for a moment it was like time froze. And I just sat there staring at you, and even though some people in this building may not believe it, it's the gospel truth. The Lord spoke to me in that moment, and He said 2 words. He said, "That's her." From that moment, I knew I wanted to marry you. In June of 2016, you invited me to your house in Oberlin to eat, and before I even finished reading your text, I was out the door. Mom and Dad asked where I was off to in such a hurry, and I just yelled as I was halfway out the door to eat with my future wife. Then on August 30th, 2016, I took you to eat for your birthday, and we sat and talked for about 4 hours. And we didn't work out that time. You kind of ghosted me, but you know, you can't have a good ending without a good conflict, right? Then in January of 2017, I heard you having a conversation with a friend of yours, and you said you had sweaty hands. And so if you ever got a boyfriend, y'all wouldn't hold hands. And I was just sitting there thinking, yeah, we will. A couple of weeks later, you told somebody that you wouldn't spank your kids because you were taking a class that made you see the worst side of abusive situations. So you said you wouldn't spank your kids, and again, I was just sitting there thinking, is she serious? Like, we're totally gonna spank our kids. At the beginning of April in 2017, I was having a conversation with Keith, our BCM director, and he told me about a conversation that you two had, and you told him you didn't have time for a guy, and he told you that one day you'd make time for the right guy. And then in mid-April that same month, we went on a mission trip together, and I accidentally hit you in the butt with a pear. And I yelled right in the cellulite, which I'm pretty sure is the moment you fell in love with me. But more on that in a second. At the end of that same month, I was having a conversation with Mary Beth, and she told me that you really appreciated my boldness to ask you up front if you'd go on a date with me and not to hide behind a cell phone. For almost 2 years at this point, I've been trying to find out how I would snag you, how I would make you mine. But after that conversation with her, and telling me that boldness is what you desired, I just went for it, and somehow you said yes. And since then, I've been the happiest man on this planet. I've been blessed with the most loving, compassionate, caring, and God-fearing woman I've ever met. I found the woman I want to walk beside in this life, the woman I want to raise my children beside, especially raising them in Christ. I don't know how I got so lucky or why you chose me, and I'm sure everyone in this room but Aunt Punk wonders the same thing. But I know I could never love anyone more than I love you. Lexi, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I promise to love, care, respect, and protect you as long as I live.
And looking to God for divine sanction, pronounce that you are husband and wife. Mikey, you may kiss your bride.